right, this is seriously take number 45. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times I would say something and then delete it and say it and delete it again. It's like the 50th time. But anyway, hopefully this one will work out. I've always been curious about my ethnic origins. Being an African American, we're we're just pretty much black, and most of our ancestry comes from Africa, the vast majority. However, we don't not I don't know, and most of us don't really have a clue as to what specific areas that we originate from, because Africa is a really really huge continent, believe it or not. If you look on the map, it's pretty darn big, and there's a ton of different countries. There's different languages, numerous languages. There's different ethnic groups. There's different colors, just different features, all kinds of things. Africa has, I believe, the highest genetic diversity in a continent out of any continent in the whole world. So, I wanted to know what parts of that amazing place my ancestry stems from. So my first test that I did was from Ancestry DNA, and it was actually pretty cool. It was the first test I did, and it was exciting actually, just to finally see where my ancestry comes from. And from what it says, I'm about 85% African, which is cool. I almost kind of thought I would be a lot more, because I'm kind of dark skinned. You know what I mean? I'm not light at all, and I don't. I look a lot, 100% African, but 85% is cool still. But I thought I'd probably be up in the 90s. So of that 85%, 39% it was from Nigeria, which is really, really, really cool, because from what I've seen, most African Americans, black folks, they don't really test really, really high for specific regions. It's all just kind of like a mix up between quite a few of them. But 39% was really high. So I'm like, okay, cool. But it doesn't mean I'm going to go to Nigeria and be like, hey, I'm Nigerian, I'm 39%. What's up? They'd be like, boy, you better get out of here. You American. American. Nah. But yeah, 39% Nigerian is really, really high. And then after that, I'm about a quarter Ghana and Ivory Coast. So I thought that was pretty cool. Two cool regions, and I have a lot of my ancestry that comes from there. As far as the rest, they were all pretty much trace regions, and I was, what is it? Let's see, let me look here. I was, 6% Cameroon, Congo, and Africa, Southeastern Bantu, 5%. I'm like, all right, okay. I'm picking up what you guys are putting down. You know what I mean? Senegal was 5% too, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Mali 3%. I'm like, there you go. And Benin Togo was 2%. Now that was a little strange, because the Nigeria and Ivory Coast and Ghana region, they actually surround Benin and Togo. It's like right in the middle. So I thought, it doesn't make any sense for it to only be 2%, when two of my strongest regions are right next door. But I guess my DNA, when it was all being put together, it saw Benin and Togo, and it said, bye, Felicia. Bye, Benin and Togo. I'm just kidding. So anyway, and then after that, I was about 1% Africa South Central hunters and gatherers. But I don't be doing no hunting and gathering. I'm go to the supermarket. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But anyway, it also showed that I was 1% Native American. Now that was, I wouldn't say I was disappointed or mad. I mean, I didn't have a nervous breakdown and start crying. Well, I cried a little bit. I'm just kidding. I didn't get all that emotional, but being a child, I'm a black child. Most of us, we're always told that we have Indian in our blood, or great grandma with long hair and high cheekbones, Indian this, Indian that, and I was only 1%, so I was like, well, at least it showed up. You know what I mean? So, but you know, it was nice. After that, it showed that I was around 1% Central Asian, and the Central Asian region is where the stands are at, like the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan. Please don't get mad at me if I said something wrong. I don't want to make anybody mad now. Have y'all come over and beat me up. I'm just kidding. But and after that, I was West Asian, you know, in the form of the Middle East. So I'm actually about 1% Middle Eastern. So I'm a little Middle Eastern too. So I'm like, that's pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Um, Now, it showed that I was 12% European, and I was like, oh, that's a little interesting. You know, I didn't think it would be that high. You know, I thought if anything, I'd probably be more Native American or maybe Asian or something else. You know, but yeah, 12% European, and from that 12%, I'm about 6% Irish. It's not bad, you know. Black Irish. Hey, there you go. And Scandinavia showed up as well as Europe West, Great Britain, and Italy and Greece. And that I was like, I thought that part was cool because you know I like the Italian food, you know, and I like to put grease in my hair. I'm totally kidding. I don't like putting grease in my hair, but I do like Italian food. So there you go. Got a bit of that heritage. So yeah, that was from my ancestry DNA test results. But I wanted a second opinion because I was thinking, you know, it's always nice, it's nice and dandy, but you know, let me just see a different test and see what they say. What if they say I'm like 2,000% African, or I'm not even from planet Earth? You know, so I did that test, and what it said was pretty much the same thing. I was 85% African. Most of it was West African, around 80% of that. But it had me being a little more European by 13%, with the vast majority of that being Northwestern European. You know, and British and Irish showed up around like 5%. Cool thing too is that Ashkenazi Jewish showed up in my DNA. It's about 1%. It's very small, but I thought it was pretty cool. So, and of course, Native American showed up. It was a little higher, 1.4%. And I'm actually Oceanian, 0.1%. It's very small, but hey, it is what it is. Oceanian, yeah, I don't like getting in the ocean. I don't like to swim, so that's strange. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did some gedmatch tests and stuff like that, and checked them out, and it actually showed me some of them showed me having a lot more Middle Eastern heritage. One was almost 4% Middle Eastern, and you know, the other ones they actually showed more Native American heritage, around 2%, and some actually had me ranging from being anywhere between 86% African to all the way down to 82% roughly. So you know, these are just percentages, but it's percentages are percentages, but it's nice to know where my what my DNA makeup is. You know, I can pretty much say that I'm strongly Nigerian, multi-ethnic African, American, with a little European heritage as well as Middle Eastern heritage. But somebody asked me what I am, black, because it really doesn't matter. Because look at me, I'm black, and it's all good. Thank you for watching.